Yeah, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Um, so I'll be starting with the objective of this session actually. So it is more like we will be seeing what is logging and what is logging with example, what is the use of it, and there are different types of logging with the logging format, and we can create a new logger for the different modules or for the different set of codes. We can create a logger on our own, so that we will be seeing, and with under file handler and file formatter, how to save the logs in a file with the formatting, and how to trace back the information, like with the help of this log messages, with the help of this log levels, how to how to uh, how to find out at what place this exception occurs. So these things we will be covering in this session. So first thing is like what is logging? What is the need of this logging? So if we want to know what part of the script was executed, like if we want to find out values of the variables, particular variables, whether that function has executed correctly or not, and if we want to format the output messages, we can use logging. Okay, it is just like it is used to monitor the code. When the code crashes or it stopped in between, we can check the logs and identify the issue. You may have a doubt that we can use print statements, but the print statements will be for small set of codes. For example, if we want to just do the addition, multiplication, and if we want to get the output from it, then we can use print statements. We can go with that. But for larger projects containing many modules, and if we import some different set of packages for in our code, if we want to have a structured approach, then we will be using this logging. This logging will be used to uh, help and find out help and find out at each level and at each module what is the error we are getting, or the information we can get it using this logging. And there are different levels of logging, starting from debugging, information, warnings, error, and critical messages. I will show it in the next slide. So this is about the logging part, and this is the syntax of the logging. Default format is like level. I have, as I said, there are five levels of logging. So that will be noted down here in the level, and next to that logger. By default, the logger name is root. Okay, you can see here we haven't created any logger. So by default, it took that logger name as root, and the message whatever we are giving inside this logging info, then that will be captured in the message. So you can see here logging.info level I'm keeping. So we can see that level in the output format, info, and what is the logger name and the message whatever we are keeping over there, that will be printed here. Anyone have any doubt till this point? Use of logging and how to create the logging, that this example. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask me then in that itself. I will clarify it.
No, continue.
Okay. Yeah. So logs have a set of hierarchy, starting from debug, info, warning, error, and critical. Critical will be the topmost priority. Debug is at the lowest priority. Okay. I will explain one by one. Debugging is more like it is used to get the detailed information. Like if we want to diagnose the problem, if we want to, debug will be used for fault investigation. Like to get the detailed information, we can use the debug level. Info is similar to print statements, used to check whether the code is working as expected or not. For example, we can in the info level, we can set a variable and we can pass a value to it. So at the end of the function, it will say this variable holds this value. And if any particular module got completed, it will say as info, like this particular module has got completed successfully. So in that, those kind of error message information, we can keep it in this info. And warning is like indication of some problem may happen in future. It is more like the actual application will run properly. It won't affect the application, but it will say, for example, if we have declared a variable, but that is not being used in any of the code, it will show a warning like this variable is defined, but it is not used. So in that case, this warning messages will appear. Error is like if any function or module is not able to perform any particular operation. Like if we do a function call, but that function is not defined, then it will throw an error that this function is not defined. Or if we call a variable, if we pass any variable, that variable is not defined, those error messages will be tracked in the error level, okay, in the logs. And this is last one, critical. Critical is like if application is not able to start because of the server problem, or if the program was running properly and it stopped in between due to the same server problem or due to any error at the code part, then that will be captured in the critical messages. Any doubts till this point in the levels of logging and how to differentiate the loggings? I think no one has doubt. Okay, coming to this logging format. So here we can see, right, for info on the level name, on the log level, and the message we are keeping, right. In the same way, we can keep time format, okay, the current timestamp, and the file name. What is the file name we are getting that error? And if you want to specifically mention the function name, we can keep this attribute in the log messages here, logging.debug. Here we can keep, and we will be able to see the function name and the level name. Level name is more like if we keep the level name, it will show whether this comes under debug, info, warning, error, and critical. It will differentiate and it will show the error. And if we want to see the level name, if you want to see level name will be like debug, info, warning. Level number in the sense each level holds a numeric value. Debug holds numeric value 10, info 20, warning 30, error 40, and critical is 50. So if you want to see at a number level, logging level at a numeric value, then we can keep this level number over there. If we want to see at particular line, at what particular line this causes error, we can include this line number. This message is more like this one. Whatever the message we are keeping here, that will be printed here using this format. And at module level, at which module we are getting that error, that we can specify using this module attribute. And the name of the logger. Name of the logger is root by default. If we want to, if we specify any name to that particular logger or to the module, then that will be printed over here. And this is path name. If we want to only get the file name, for example, if we are keeping it in a specific file path, and if we want to take that entire path where that file resides, then we can use the path name, so that that path name will be printed. So in this file, this particular error message has happened. So like that, we will be getting that error. Okay, so this is how we can change the format. Okay, so this one, how to create a new logger. This will be useful when we want to name the loggers or differentiate the log messages between modules. If we want to create a user-defined logger, then we can define this logger, and it will be used with all the levels, debug, info, error, with all 5 levels it will be used. Okay, you can see an example. This loggers will come under package logging. We can use this getLogger function to define the logging, and you can set the log level, and then in the output you can see info, and this is our log name, and the output message, whatever we are keeping here, that will be printed. So same way we can, as I told, mostly this user-defined logger will be used to differentiate the log messages between modules. If we keep the same name, it will be overwritten. Okay, the log messages will be overwritten. So to differentiate it, we can set it up with the module level, and we can show, see, even in the output level, you can see the module level itself. Okay, this module has this debug, this module has that warning. So like that, we can differentiate it so that we can use this logger. Till this point, anyone has any doubt?
No, I just wanted out like all these logger or like the statements you are executing, right? They're just like print statements, right? Like the output we are getting is like the last line which is getting executed, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. These are like just for example purpose. Like say suppose in a code, if you want to check that's gonna come in the later slides. Like say suppose in a code, in the last piece of code, if I want to check the error or something, so that's gonna come in the later stage, or like how do we use it? Like how do we usually write it?
Kannan, actually, why we want to log these all print statements, right? So generally in production, whenever you're running any jobs, if you give any print statements, you will be not able to check, you will be not able to go back and check where the error has come, error occurred and how to debug and all those things. If you keep it in a one log file, then you will be able to check where the error occurred and you will be able to debug this. So that's why instead of print statements, we are using these loggings.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is a levels here. You can set up your level. If you want to do, set to debug, you can able to get the detailed information from the log file. If you just keep an info that is just a print statement, wherever you have written our print statement, only those print statements will be logged into the file. And if you want to get only the error logs, then if you set your level to the error, then you will be able to get only the error information. So this is how the logs will work actually. And this is a custom logger, which Kritika is explaining. So from here onwards, you can able to fix your levels, not the basic logging. So we have a detailed live demonstration on this whole thing. Once Kritika completed, I'll explain how to log this information lively. I'll show you the live demonstration.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, Kritika, you can continue.
Okay. Yeah, so till this point, it is like showing the output in console level. If we want to capture all the log messages into a particular file, this file handler will come into picture. Okay, this file handler and how to keep the messages inside that file formatter will be used. So this handlers will be able to send the log messages created by loggers to the appropriate destination or to the appropriate location wherever we want to save the log messages. That messages we can keep here. This file handler will take part of that one. Okay, that part. So this is the syntax of the file formatter. This includes datetime. We can see the datetime and the logger name, logging level, whatever the log level we are keeping, that we can see here, and the particular message whatever we have, that message we can see. So if we want to see only the log level, logger name and the level name, you can keep these two. This is not mandatory to keep everything. It's just that if we want to check the date, that particular date time, and the logger name, level, and the messages, so whatever convenient, based on our convenience, we can keep this, we can change this format, this syntax. Okay. And this is how we can create a file handler. Okay, this file handler will have file name. This file name is the destination where we want to keep the log messages, that will be here. And this is like mode. We have different types of mode. By default, it is append mode. So log messages will get appended if we don't keep anything over here. If we want to only read the log messages, we can keep it as read, write, append, and both read and write is there. So based on our requirement, we can keep the mode here. Mostly for the log messages and all, we will keep a default, right? So every day every time in the log file, it will be like it should append each and every log messages. So that is coming to the mode part. And the encoding, if we want to keep UTF-8, UTF-16, that encoding part, if we want to keep, and if you want to, while opening the file, if you want to do encoding part, then that case you can keep the encoding format here. If you don't want, then we can keep none. By default it is none. And delay is more like if we want to stop writing the files, stop writing the log messages to the file, we can keep delay as true. If we set it to true, it will wait for this emit function to call. This emit function, once we call the emit function, then only it will send a record to that particular file, okay, into this file, into the log file. If we want to stop the file, stop sending the log messages to the file for some particular time, then you can keep this delay to true. And then if you call this emit function like this way, handler.emit.log record, then this records will be passed to that particular file. So that is the use of this delay actually. And the errors is like while encoding, if you get any error, or if you specify any encoding format over here, but it is not able to, if there is any error occurs during that encoding part, those errors will be captured here. If you specify none, mostly they are not using this errors and encoding part. But if you want to specify, then we can specify the errors, and it will be used to determine how to handle the encoding part. So this is for that. So this covers the syntax of file handler, and this is just an example of simple example of how to create a logger. We can create, so here it is like my logger name is main, and I'm setting that level to info, and you can see here, right, logging that so my output messages will be in my.log file, and then with the help of format, whatever we want with the log message, whatever we are keeping the info level. So whatever the message we want, the time, name, and log level, so we can format it with the help of formatter, and we can set the formatter to this file, and then with the help of handler, we can send that message to this particular file. So if you open this my.log, it will be, output will be like, see, you can see here, right, ASCII time I have kept here, time. So name of the logger is main, so that will be printed over, and the level name info, and the message whatever I'm keeping here, that will be printed in the my.log file, that will be moved to that file. So these are all just like print statements, right? These are all just like the print statements. We won't get this is like custom messages. Okay, whatever we keep in the info level, error level, warning, whatever we keep over there, that will be it will just print that statement alone. It won't show detailed information. Okay, to get the detailed information, like whenever code gets any exception, we need to find out at what place it went wrong, what went wrong in the code, and at what place, at which module this error happened. So to note down all the details, this traceback information will be used. Okay, this traceback information helps us to find what is going wrong in the code. Okay, it will give us information about that particular point which causes error. Okay. Okay, this traceback we can import. There is a package is there, import traceback. If we import that package in our code, then you can see the traceback information like this one. See, you can see here, right? I'm using this one, and okay, this is missed out here. In the same way, we need to import traceback as well. Import logging and import traceback we need to import, so that you can see. You can see here, right, this process logs is not defined. Okay, it is just a function call, so it will show that this file, okay, this file at line number 9, this name is not defined, this function name is not defined. Like that, you can see the detailed information using traceback information. Okay, this traceback information handles it handles many error. Name error is just that if we don't define any function, then it will show this name error. Key error is there. Key error is like For example, if we defined a dictionary, if we are not, consider if we have A, B, C as a keys in dictionary, if you call, if you print out D in, if you try to fetch the key which is not available in the dictionary, then this key error will be there. And index error is more like list. In the list, if we try to, if the index is out of range, then that will be captured in index error. And type error is more like if there is any data type mismatch is there, then that will comes under type error. Import error is there. Import error is like if the code is not able to import any particular package, then in that case import error will be captured in the traceback information. So this is how we will get the detailed information with the help of this traceback information. But the logging is just that we will give messages, custom messages. It is just that it will print that. If we want to get it in a more clarified way, then we will go with this traceback information. You can see here, right, that the last line shows what type of error and the relevant information about the error. So anyone has any doubt?
No, Kritika, nothing as of now.
Okay. Okay, Girish will be showing us the demo on each and every part. I think over to you, Girish. You can start.
Yeah, thank you, Kritika. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Kritika, can you give me the sharing screen option too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, can you try it now?
Yeah, got it. Hello, everyone. So as of now, Kritika has feeded whatever the content is required for the logging. So here onwards, I'm going to show how the logging is helpful with the help of this small program. So this is a small, simple program with the print statements, as you can see here. So when I execute this, so what it will print is, so just a statements, print statements. Okay. So instead of these print statements, Kritika has already explained what is the importance of logging here. So I'm just using the same thing with the help of import logging. I'm just changing these print statements to logging. Logging dot debug. Logging.debug. Okay. Now, if you execute this, the same kind of print statements you will get here, but nothing it is showing. We have to configure this logging basic configuration. Yeah. Now, instead of print statements, we will be able to see the logging information, the same kind of logging information, but how it is printing, you can see here. So first one is the level, and another by default, it is taking a root logger. So root means it's a logger here. And then the print statements, whatever the print statements you are given in the, you are given here. So those print statements will come here. Okay. When you set up info also here, the same print statements will appear, but level will be changed. why it is not printing? Here I'm just taking debug info, debug only. So if when you change a level to a different level, you have to change the login statements here again. Login.info. Now when you execute, you'll be able to see the information, same information with the info level. But why do I want to change the again and again these statements? That's why we have to go to the custom logger that I'll show you later. But as of now, with the same information, how do I want to how do I can log the same information into the file? I'll see. I'll show you. So here I'll set up a file name equal to just a sample.log. Okay, you can see there is no file here under this document, but this will create a file inside this. I hope you are able to see my screen, everyone. Is it visible for everyone?
Yeah, Girish.
Yes, Girish.
Yeah.
It is visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, now if I execute the same program, see, this is creating a file, sample logging file, and you will be not able to see anything in the print, in the console here. There are no print statements here. So whatever the information that I am passing from the logging info, it will be able to log into the sample.log file. I'll show you. See, the same information you can see in the file, but I don't want to see in this format. Actually, I don't want to see in this format. So why? Because if I execute the same information, I'm executing the same file. Let's imagine we are running the production and again twice. If you are running the same job in a day twice, how you will be able to find the logs? Which log is for which run? You are not able to find out. So that's why if you run the same file again, you can see the log file. See, this logged twice, but you will be not able to find which log is for which time. So that's why I want to know the timings. So which log is for which time? I want to know the timings. So that's why what I want to do is I want to print the time here. So for that, what I will do is I'll create a format here. Format equal to. So the same whatever Kritika is showing, the information like a percent. So you can see the log format, right? Just give me one second. Can you see my screen now? Anyone? You able to see?
Yeah. Yes, Girish.
I have changed the slide actually. I mean, the PyCharm console to Google Chrome. Can you able to see the Google Chrome information?
No.
All right. Okay.
I'm not able to see.
Only PyCharm is available.
Okay. So just let me shift. Okay. So as you can see, the logger, whatever the the logging is an inbuilt application. You can see the logging attributes, log record attributes here. So these are all the logger record attributes. You can able to you can able to format whatever the information that you want. Let's say if you want a time, you can take this format and you can keep it in the format option, so that you will get this human readable timing in your logging file or on your console. And I see the same way. I want to know which level I'm logging, which level of logging I'm doing, and I want to know the information. So this will give you the level of logging information. If it is a debug, if it is info, if it is warning, if it is an error, if it is critical. So what level of information you are logging, you will be able to see if you use this format. In the same way, you want to print the message. What is the no message you want to see? The same information you can for the same information you have to use this format. So what I will do is I'll use the same things from here. So this is a format. I'm just going to the another window. So here what I will do is I'm keeping the same format here. First one is this, and you can able to split this format with the help of colon. Okay, now I want to print the level information, level name. So I'm taking from the same thing and I'm keeping here. Again, I want to see the message, whatever I am I want to log into the file, that message I want to see here. So this is the information you will be able to know if you format in this way. So when you run this file, you will be able to see the information in the log file. Now, can you see here? You're getting time and the log, level info and what message you want to see in the file. You'll be able to know it from here. The same way, I have another example. Where is it? Yeah. The same way, why I want to do the same thing for this, you know, like I wanted to show you what is the importance of creating custom logger. So here also I'm doing the same thing, but I'm logging the same information into the different file. Okay, so this will give you information about, yeah, now you can see employee log file. So I'm doing the same thing, but I'm no keeping into the separate file. But when it comes to the some programs, you don't have only, you will not have only one file, one single file. You'll have multiple files to for user defined function. You have to create one file, and for for specific functions or for specific modules, you have to create one more file, and then for calling all those functions and handling methods, you need to have one main file. So when you execute the same thing from main file, will you be able to get the same information? No, not exactly. But why? Because you are using only the root logger. So whatever you are logging here, you can see the very first time you can see while printing the statements, you can see the information like roots. Okay, this is by default, this is a root logger. You will be not able to log the information into the different files. Let's say I have an file here, right? I'm logging the employee log file. So what I'll do is I'll import the I'm just going to the test file and I'm importing this employee file. Okay, this log advanced emp file here. So what it will do, let me execute and show it to you. Let me go to the, where is this sample log file, right? Yeah, let me go to the sample log file here. Execute. Yeah, now you can see nothing is logging here, but where it is logging, see here it is logging. Why this mess up? Because whatever the logger, this basic config logger that you defined is pointing to the root logger. So once you import this module into the test, first of all, this is going to the employee file, and here is here, and here you have already set up your information, okay, with the info, and you are pointing to the root logger here. let me show you one more example. Let me set up this info level to the log debug. Yeah, now let me execute. Yeah, now if you go and check this employee log file, see, you'll be not able to see whatever the information that I passed previously, because this level is set to info and debug cannot hit the info level. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? This can only because your root logger is pointing only the information. So that's why you can only log the information, info level information to your log file. But here what I am doing, I'm not targeting to the info level. Here I am targeting to the debug level. Debug cannot hit info level. That's why you'll be not able to log this information into the employee log file. But I want the same information into the different files. How can you able to split this log files into the different files? Because this is another, no, this is a different file and this is a different file. So I want to log the debug information and I want to log the info information. How you gonna do this? Yeah, you can do it with the custom logger. So when you define a custom logger, you'll be able to log the whole information, whatever you are expecting. So let's say instead of logging, what I will do is I'll create a custom logger here. Logger, and then logging dot get logger, and then I'll tell you why I'm keeping name here. In Python, when you target this name file, you'll be able to log, which file it is. Generally it will target to the main file actually. I'll show you what it will happen. And then once I define this, I'm just changing something here, something to, yeah, this is more helpful because I have only one print statements here. So what I will do is I'll create a logger here. Logging dot get logger, and then name. Okay. Now, instead of logging, what I will do is log info. I'm just changing the file name, emp1. And I'll show you. Now, what is it? Yeah, emp1. C. Okay, come on. Logger name. I'm just commenting out this, and then what I will do is I'll add a file handler. File handler is to log the information into the different files. So that's why I'm adding file handler here. Handler. Let me delete this. And then you need to add the same file handler to the logger. So what I will do is logger dot add handler, and then I'm just adding this file handler. Now you need, so now as of now what I have done is I want to log the information into the different file with the emp1.log, and I have added this file handler information to the logger, and then I need to set the info. Here in the basic configuration you are setting the logging level, right? The same thing I wanted to do here. So what I will do is I'll set the level here. So logger dot set level to logging dot info. Now let me execute. Yeah. Now you can see here, I just created an employee and with the information. Now, if you want to see the information, now if you go and check this out, if you run this, just give me 1 second. Logging info, and then you have to add one more information, set formatter as well to the file handler. Logging dot formatters. Logging dot formatter. I'm just copying the same format information. Then file handler, I'm adding set formatter. Set formatter, I'm just keeping the same information. Formatter. Now if you execute and see, you will see the same date and time information in the file. See. Now I wanted to split the information. I want to set the logging level to the debug. Debug. Then here, one second. Yeah. So this is my main file now. So I want to set the same thing here, logging level to the debug. And then I wanted to change the logging to the logger. Yeah. Now, if you see, let me delete all the files so that you will get some clarity. Now, if you execute this, it is creating employee one here with the debug information, but still I didn't get any information. Why? Because it should log, right? Information into the employee one. This is still going into the employee one. Again, I have to set logging file information into the error. Then let me paste this handler as well. We have to add only the log file handler. Yeah. Now, if you can see, if I execute this module, see, this is creating sample log, but we don't have any information in this sample log file. Why? Because I set to only the error message. So Kritika has already told we can log the information, whatever the traceback information. So if I set this division level to the error, and then I'm passing for division, I'm passing 0 here. Now, if I execute the same information, now you will be able to see the information. See the debug, this is debug information, and the sample log file will be having this traceback information. One second. File handler, sample log. Let me execute this. Show you. Just give me some time to set this. Employee.log. Generally, this has to log the error information to the same file. Just a moment. Yeah, I found the solution. Yeah, so we don't have we didn't define any traceback information here. We have to define traceback information. Then only you'll be able to log the information. Just a moment. So I want to trace back the information. For that, I have to change my function a little bit. So I'll change my division function. Division function like this. Yeah. I'll change my division function like this, and I have to call this division function. So whatever the traceback information that comes under this exception part will log into the sample log file. As of now, this file is not having anything. Let me show you. Once I run this file, you'll be able to see the information, only the traceback information into this file. Yeah, this is done. What I am passing. Not here. Yeah, now if you call this division function, division function, sorry. Divide and then num1 and num2. Then you need to have this debug information. Now run this file and check the logs. See, this is capturing only the traceback information. Why? Because this is set up to level error only. Here, if you go and check this test file, see here I am setting the level to the error for only the sample.log file. That is the reason it is logging only the error information into the sample log file, and all the debug information, whatever it is running from the employee, will log under this employee file. So this is how we can we can log into the different files, the levels of logging into the different files when you go with the multiple files. Any doubts as of now here, guys?
No, Girish.
Okay. So say the same information, if you want to print it in the as of now you are not getting any messages in the console, right? So same information, if you want to get it in the console as well, so what you can do is you need to add one more handler here, that is a stream handler. So you have to add this stream handler into your logging information, and then you have to call the information again. This you have to add handler here, a stream handler here, so that you will be able to log the same information into the log file and then console as well. Now if you run this test file, you'll be able to see whatever the information that you are logging into the logging file, the debug information and traceback information is printing in the console. The same information you'll be able to see the traceback information from sample log file and the debug information from the emp1.log file. This is how you can able to log different levels into the different log files. And that is the advantage of creating custom logger. Any doubts, guys? As of now. Okay, if we don't have any doubts, we can wind up this session. So as of now, the key takeaways are what is the advantage of using basic logging information. The basic logging information will be possible by using just a basic config API for the small applications. But when you want to build a project and if you want to log different log level information into the files, you have to go for the custom loggers, the same what I have shown, just like this, the same level of information. So later you will be able to check the information from the log files. If you want to log the information, if you want to append the information, you just set the mode to A. If you want to rewrite the information, I mean, if you want to overwrite the information, you just set to overwrite and then the write. So modes are there as explained by Kritika. You just set the mode level, however you want to log the information into the log file. The same way you can able to log. So the key takeaways are adding basic configuration for the logging, and then creating custom logger, and then how you will be able to log the information level wise information into the log file. These all we have shown here. If you have any doubts, please ping to Kritika or me for detailed information. We are sharing this information in PPT to everyone, and then we'll be able to share this recording at the end of session. You'll get soon from HR.